Peace. What's good, guys? How's it going? Hope you guys are doing well. Let's discuss NXT for June the 28th, 2022. This was a pretty decent show. This was the go-home show for the Great American Bash. There was some good and bad in this show, ups and downs. Overall, it was an okay show at best. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's go ahead and get started, shall we? So we kicked the show off with Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade versus Kate and Carter and Katana Chance. Roxanne Perez gets the win. Toxic Attraction, they're watching the match from the Toxic Lounge. So what I'm most concerned about and what I'm thinking about is they're going to explain how Perez and Cora Jade got the tag match against Toxic Attraction. Like, I really want to, learn about that, because hopefully she did not have to use her breakout tournament contract, that being Roxanne Perez. Probably so, though. She probably did cash in for that, I doubt if she's going to be women's champion for a while. Same thing with Cora Jade. And, it's interesting. So later on in the night, we saw a little mini heel turn from Carter and Chance. So I'm fine with that. I'll talk about that more in my predictions. So we had a backstage segment involving Joe Gacy in the dyad. They approached Diamond. They start talking about the Creed brothers, and they wanted the Creed brothers to join them. Instead, they declined, and they ended up booking a match later on in the night. I don't like this. Joe Gacy's character has gone off the rails, and we've had the dissension in Diamond Mine for, I'd say, about almost 2.5 months, I want to say, at least. Well, not 2.5 months, but at least a good, probably a good 2.5 months at least. I know it's been well over a month. Then we had Toxic Attraction. They were backstage talking about Perez and Jade. And then Nikita Lyons out of nowhere, she walks up and she challenges Mandros to a match. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, why are they going to give the match away on free television? I feel like, I didn't like this. I felt like the match should have been saved for the Great American Bash or even like SummerSlam weekend, because I'm pretty sure NXT is probably going to do a pay-per-view for sure during SummerSlam weekend. If they did one for Mania, it's going to be the same thing for SummerSlam. It is what it is, but I would have preferred that to at least have a build for it. Have a build. They could have been doing this, building her up for a couple weeks, building up both women. Then we got Ike Manjiro versus Giovanni Vinci. Giovanni wins. It is what it is. I'm fine with it. I like his character. It's all right. But he, like I said before, he has no hair. So it's like the whole character, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, what? It is great that he gets to look at the camera. Now, I'm pretty sure when he gets called up to the main roster, Ben's just like, damn it, pal, cut that shit out. You can't do it anymore. So it's not going to happen. But I do like what they're doing with Giovanni Vinci, a.k.a. What was his original name? I forgot. I can't remember. Moving on. We got a backstage segment involving Carmelo Hayes. They were talking some smack. Then Grayson Waller, he comes into effect, and he's like, "Yo, dude, I'm a real big fan of you. I want you to autograph a few things for me." And I was like, "Cool." So then let's talk about the new NXT UK Tag Team Champions, Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. And I'm just like, what in the actual fuck are we doing here? I despise with a passion Briggs and Jensen. So fucking boring. The only good thing about it is Fallon Henley. And it's just like, I don't get it. Like, why are they still there? Like, these guys just don't have it. They don't have it. They're boring. They're annoying. They're uncharismatic. It's just they have nothing there. They're not even bland. I don't even know what to even say, really, because, like, why? Like, why would they even, do this? It makes no sense. So Pretty Deadly, they came out, and then they utterly destroyed Jensen and Briggs on the mic. They trashed them, and they said, you made the belts feel unprestigious, like they once were, and they started to belittle them even more. Then basically a brawl breaks out, and the champs stand tall, and that was it. I'm like, what the fuck? Then we had Indy Hartwell versus Kiana James. Kiana James gets the win here. I'm shocked by that. It is what it is. I guess they're gonna give her kind of a little mini push, I guess. Indy, I think it's time for her to go to the main roster. Especially on SmackDown, they're lacking women, like desperately, like fucking desperately. They need women like crazy. Then we had Tony D'Angelo, and he got a call from Santos Escobar, who mocked him for not winning the North American Championship. And then Tony, he got angry, tossed his phone in the river, and then he also tossed the watch and ring that he gave to Two Dimes. So Two Dimes is no more. It's just Stacks and Tony now. So that's interesting. I enjoy it. But Tony's got to calm down. He actually is a legit mob boss. He murdered, allegedly, he murdered Two Dimes. Not really, though. But, I'm still trying to figure out what Two Dimes did, though. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what the hell did he do to be gone from NXT for a year? Like, what policy did he legitimately break? Like, what? Moving on, Diamond Mine versus Joe Gacy and the Dyad. Gacy and the Dyad win. And I didn't really like that, because later on in the night, Roderick just gets kind of furious. Not even really furious at all. He's just like, look, I'm going to challenge you guys. I'm going to show you guys some tough love. I'm going to challenge you guys for the NXT Tag Team Championships, me and Damon Kemp. And I'm just like, what? Like, we knew Diamond Mine was going to break up for weeks on end. But this was very anticlimactic. I did not like it. It makes no sense. I don't understand why they didn't have Roddy just turn on them and beat them down along with Damon Kemp. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm just trying to think what they're going to do with Diamond Mine, and what are they going to do with Ivy Nile. I think that Ivy Nile is probably going to align herself with the Creed brothers, and I guess the same thing with Damon Kemp. And I guess they'll put Roddy on the main roster. I guess that's kind of where this is all going to lead to, at least. I don't know. Or they could flat out release him. I don't know. Backstage, we learned that Mello was tricked into signing a contract with Grayson Waller, so he will be facing him in the Great American Bash for the NXT North American Championship, which should be fine. Then we had Sanga versus Xyon Quinn. Sanga wins. Sanga is not good. He's not good. Not good at all. And this completely sucks for Xyon Quinn. He's lost to Wesley twice, and now Sanga. I don't know what they're going to do with him. They may have some big plans with him. Later on, we saw Solo Sikoa and Apollo Crews. They were having a conversation, and then Xyon Quinn comes into play, and Apollo is like, "Look, man, I know I've only been here for a cup of coffee for the second time, but you don't have it." So then we had Mandy Rose versus Nikita Lyons. It ended in a DQ, and a toxic. They got involved, and then Perez and Jade they make the save, and then Apollo Crews he mocked Xyon Quinn, so they're probably gonna have a feud between the two. Like I said before, they'll have a feud. Then we got the main event. Bron Breakker and Cameron Grimes. So Cameron Grimes cut a really good little promo here. And he accused Bron of taking shortcuts. And then Breakker, he fired back and said, "Look, man, this is about respect, man." And then basically Grimes was like, "Look, man, you're just like your dad. He was never a world champion. And when the Baltimore Ravens, when they didn't return your calls and said that you were too small," and then he belittled his pops, and then Bron just kind of lost control a little bit, roughed him up a little bit. Grimes got the upper hand, threw him into the ring post twice, and the turnbuckle broke, and so Bron was selling his left shoulder, I believe, pretty well, and then Grimes was like, "I think I can." Grimes was like, "Hey, look, I know you're not at 100%, but I'm able to beat you now." So Grimes basically told him he may not be able to beat him Bron at 100%, but he won't be at his 100% next week. And then NXT goes off the air, and that was that. So it was an okay little show. Let's go ahead and do the predictions real quick. Oh, I forgot to mention the little vignette involving Wesley. So he's going to now be using the ring as his inner piece, and I'm like, oh my god, no. Just no. We also got another vignette / video package by JD Mahon, or whatever his name is, Jordan Devlin, basically. So, I can't wait for that. It's going to be pretty decent. So let's go ahead and go over the match card here. So, Wendy Chu versus Tiffany Stratton. I forgot to mention we had a backstage. We had a little vignette involving Wendy Chu. I didn't want to mention it because it's so stupid. It's just so fucking ridiculous and stupid. Get this clown off my damn TV. Get her off. Same with Jensen and Briggs. Get them off. Get all three of them off my television. Get them all three the fuck off. Tiffany Stratton versus Wendy Chu. Tiffany Stratton needs to win this. She needs to. The Creed brothers versus Roderick Strong and Damon Kemp for the NXT Tag Team Championships. The Creed brothers, and then I'm pretty sure that Roderick Strong will probably get called up to the main roster, probably SmackDown. Carmelo Hayes versus Grayson Waller for the NXT North American Championship. Carmelo Hayes, although I wouldn't be opposed to Grayson Waller winning it, but you have more money with Hayes and Solo. You have more money with those two than you do Waller and Solo, which you can do later on anyway. So I do think that Carmelo will probably end up retaining more than likely. Toxic Attraction, GD Dolan and JC Jane versus Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. Kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. I like both teams, actually. But, man, I really want Toxic Attraction to be on the main roster. You know, they've been in NXT for a while, and they've had all the gold for a minute, you know. And I do want to see Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade feud with Carter and Chance. So I guess I'm going to go with Roxanne Perez and Cora Jade. And then maybe you can do like a rematch at SummerSlam weekend. And then from there, just call up all of Toxic. So that's what I think is going to end up happening. Then the main event, Bron Breakker versus Cameron Grimes for the NXT Championship. I want Cameron Grimes to win, but we all know that Bron Breakker is going to win. I do think that we'll see a full-fledged heel turn, and I think that in due time, we will see Bron Breakker on the main roster. Bron Breakker needs to be on the main roster. I feel like he's done everything he needs to in NXT, although I would love them to kind of grow his character a little bit more, have his character develop a few more months, if possible. If not, it is what it is. But with the condition that the main roster's in right now, they need someone like a Bron Breakker. Like, they need him. They need him bad. But Braun's going to retain. And I do think they'll probably end up having another feud. I mean, I think this is just going to be the start of the feud with these two. I think you can stretch this out for the rest of the summer on until the fall. I think we might have it. I would have it conclude up into Halloween Havoc. I think that's what they could end up doing if you really want long-term booking. That's what I would do. I would book it from now until Halloween Havoc, where we see Grimes defeat Bron Breakker, because you can kind of do it. You can kind of do that. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe for more videos. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.